This is a follow-up video to the one we produced on winter pruning wisterias. This is the wisteria that grows here on the west-facing wall of the old cottage part of this house, and it's been here for probably, I guess, 8 years now. So quite a mature wisteria, very one-sided, and what we're trying to accomplish with the winter pruning is these spurs, lateral spurs coming out of these trained branches that we've tied in, and we've done quite well with it. I think we've got a good volume of flower coming away. You see these main branches that form the structure of where you want the the wisteria. I keep calling it a magnolia. I've got magnolias on my brain this morning. And then these laterals come out, and these are what you want to encourage, and then you want to prune them like you do apple trees to try and get these to branch out. And the more branches you get, the more chance you've got of these side branches forming good flower the subsequent year. Now you'll see this is probably 4 or 5 years old, this is probably 2 years old, and this is the growth that was formed last year, and we've pruned back to around 4 or 5 buds, and you'll see on every bud we've got a flower bract coming out. So it's these new growths that we want to encourage. Now obviously as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, these tend to get heavier and heavier and heavier, and what you want to start looking for is where you're getting new breaks along this main stem to encourage new branches to form. Because if that doesn't happen, you can, like we've got here, have a great long run of very thick stem that's not producing any flower. It's supporting all the flower on the subsequent end, but the whole idea with pruning a wisteria is to try and get as many of these lateral side shoots with branches forming so that the volume of flower will be spectacular. Now this variety, I don't know the name, but this will not flower here probably for about another 2 or 3 weeks, and when it does, these open. The length of them, this is one reason we chose this, they're about 2 feet long. Now I know at the moment they're only about 6 inches, but by the time that's grown fully and starts showing any colour, they will literally be drooping down around 2.5 feet, which makes this one of the most spectacular, particularly to grow over as we're trying to now. There wasn't a French window here last year, and the builders had to put steels and everything in, but we managed to retain this one single long growth. But you can see over the central portion there is not much in the way of side shoots or flower this year. We decided to take another line along the top now that the building work's been completed here. I'm undecided about whether to retain this. I don't particularly like the way we've got it coming all the way down from this lower branch. I think I might be far happier to take this year, see how much growth we get off one of these top branches, and take it laterally right the way across this new area of brickwork with the line we've put up there. But you can see it's starting to break both some leaf and some flower bud really nicely now. So we'll come back in a couple of weeks and show you this full flowering wisteria as proof that the winter pruning was the right thing to do, both to keep the shape but also to encourage all this new growth in the flower.